All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man, Jay Will. So about a month ago, I brought you this laptop right here. This is my new Chromebook. This is the latest Chromebook from Acer. Now, this is a 15.6 inch Full HD display. It is a touchscreen, and I've been using this for a month or so, and I wanted to give you a follow-up video on how I actually felt about it. So, again, this is probably one of the biggest laptops I've owned in the present days, and I've always rocked with the 13 inch or 15 inch at the biggest for the MacBook, but I recently bought the 12 inch and the 13 inch, and so this is a step above that. And I wanted to try a Chromebook, and I wanted to try a good Chromebook. So this is more of just a discussion video and a follow-up to tell you how it's been treating me, how it's actually doing in real-world tests. Now, mind you, I haven't touched a MacBook in 1 month. I have been using the 5K Mac, but not a laptop. This is the only laptop that I've been using, and I want to give you a rundown on things like battery and performance and screen. Now, as you can see here, this has a very high rating of 4.5. So I can pretty much put that to rest and say, yeah, it's about a 4.5 to a 5 on a scale for a laptop. It's actually really that good. Now, I've actually done editing on here with the producer app. Let me get the name of it, because I was new to the Chromebook thing, like full time. Yeah, here we go. Power Producer. So I use that to edit videos, and I try to just do all on the laptop like I would use any other laptop, because remember, this is pretty much based around a browser. So I'll tell you who I would recommend laptops, Chromebooks to, and who I would recommend this particular laptop to. This is actually a really nice laptop. Now, let me start by talking about the build quality. The build quality on this thing is absolutely stunning. At first glance, you might think that this was actually a MacBook, a 15-inch MacBook, and I think that's the look that Acer was actually going for. I don't think that they try to do anything by mistake. I think they intentionally went with this design because it's the design that people like. The only difference with this is there's no Mac OS, it's Chrome OS. And it does have a plastic bottom on it. It's got some rubber grips on there. Pretty much this chassis of this device is pretty much aluminum with a mixture of plastic. But I will tell you that this laptop is one of the most premium feeling Chromebooks that I've ever felt. And I do have other Chromebooks in the household, and none of them feel like this. I mean, if you just look at it here, you've got 2 speakers that line the front, and they are loud at the higher volume, meaning depending on what audio you're listening to, from 60 to 100 it is really loud. But anything less than that, I will give it about even 65 to 100, only 35% peak volume. That's when you really start to hear the sound from these upfiring speakers. Other than that, they are not as loud as what I thought they were going to be. They actually almost sound a little bit hollow. I guess that's the term I can use. But this is actually great that they actually have up-firing speakers. And I think that's a good thing, because when speakers are facing you, the sound appears to be so much better than what it really is. And this is an illusion, I guess I would say, that Acer did well at. These don't have much bass at all in these speakers, but they will do. Now, as far as the rest of the hardware goes, this keyboard will definitely remind you of a 2015 MacBook Pro. It is nice and clicky and tactile. It feels fantastic, and I don't have any complaints about it. Another thing that I really like that I don't use very often is the touchscreen. The fact that it has a touchscreen is something that's really good. Now, this MacBook, oh Lord, this Chromebook does retail for $399, but it's currently on sale at Best Buy for $350. So I don't know if this is going to go down anymore, but if it does, I definitely could tell you I highly recommend it. I mean, just for that price alone at that $350 and the premium building, and I'm going to go over some more things. Now, again, this does have 4 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs onboard storage. That can be upgraded to 8 gigs, according to Acer. And initially, when I got the Chromebook, I was like, man, I'm not going to like this. It's only got 32 gigs onboard storage. Well, I do like it. For a Chromebook, and this is just me learning as I go when dealing with a Chromebook. With a Chromebook, you don't need much memory because it has apps. So as you can see here, it's just like an Android device. But the apps for the Chromebook, they don't take up a lot. So again, this is a touchscreen, so I could click on my Twitter, and this is how it initially opens up when it's not fully expanded. So if I expand this, it kind of reformats itself, and then it appears like a regular way. It looks like a regular web page, and I kind of like that. And it does that with the applications. And I actually have these pinned. If I just long press down here, it is actually pinned down here. So if I go to YouTube, it's the same thing. It'll resize itself and get it big again. And I really like that. I think that's hot. This is a full 1080p display. And again, the 32 gigs onboard storage don't really bother me. But the Bluetooth 4.0 is good. It does have 2 Type-C ports. And it does have a full-size USB on this side. And I believe they got another. Yeah, it's got 3.0. I just want to be sure. Even though it says it right there, I just like to be sure. So it's 2 3.0 ports, because I don't use those ports. 2 3.0 ports, and it has a built-in media reader as well. So basically, I have a 64 gig card in there, and it's more. I think I have a 64. I think I have a 64 in there, and I think I can even try a 256, and it'll be fine. But it's actually really good. Now, something that I don't like about this thing is, as you can see right here, this is a heavy laptop. This thing is like 4 pounds. It's heavy. I mean, it's really heavy. And I do have a bag that I could put it in and I would travel with, but I don't really like to, carry a bag around if I don't have to. What I do like is the fact that it says right there, built-in virus protection from Google products. Now, when it comes to utilization of a Chromebook, you basically just have to get used to doing everything in the browser pretty much. I mean, I've edited documents, Word, PowerPoint. But it's the Google version of Google Docs pretty much. And it actually works, folks. It's actually really good. I don't have any complaints about that. I'm kind of surprised that I like this laptop so much. I was so biased towards MacBooks that I just felt like, okay, those are premium. Now, obviously, I can't do power editing on here. But the reality is I have a desktop computer for that. So this is actually pretty nice. Now, one thing, I've actually done a broadcast from YouTube directly from this laptop, and it has a wide angle camera, and I'll demo that camera in this video. But this is actually really sweet, man. So the fact that it doesn't have it only has 32 gigs of onboard storage. It has 4 gigs of RAM in there. This thing is a multitasker's dream if you like Chromebooks. I wouldn't suggest that you get a Chromebook that has less than 4 gigs of RAM if you're trying to do lots of things on it. Like I'll have, all of these apps are pretty much open. I just keep them open. They're just minimized. And the 4 gigs of RAM handles that perfectly well. I thought I would run out of memory, but I didn't. Chrome OS has proven to me that it's actually pretty good, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. And I could actually use this laptop as my full-time laptop, period. I found applications in the Android store that are there that pretty much mimic a phone. But there's some things that people might not like. And the scaling of the apps, or there's like a duplicate app. Like these are the actual applications, but there's actually the web apps as well. You've got duplicates. So I pretty much put the real applications down here. That's why I'm getting the scale. If I didn't have that scale up right there, I would have the web. It will go to the web browser. So that's something that you'll probably have to get used to, knowing the difference between, the web browser and the actual app. So it's a duplicate. It's kind of sad, but that's what it is. So you can see there's YouTube right there. And I scroll up, there's YouTube up there. There's Twitter right there. There's Twitter up there. And I'm pretty sure I could probably find a way to not make it do that, but I just prefer the applications instead of the web browser for a lot of things. Now, one plus to this laptop, and like all laptops, pretty much, I think, this may be a 1080p display, but I'm able to watch 4K content on here. Someone asked me that, but I should be clear on that. I was only able to do that in the web browser version. In the actual YouTube version, I can't view 4K content. And I've tried, and let's just demo it here. Let me mute the sound out so the copyright thing doesn't pop up. So let's go 4K video. And let's just click on something here. And you'll see that I won't be able to actually get the actual 4K to even come up at all. So, but if I watch this same one in a browser, it's definitely going to do it. So as you can see here, it only goes to 1080p. But if I view the same thing in a browser, it'll definitely render in 4K. And, you know, that's an argument that you guys can have in the comments. It's not really 4K. That I'll leave that up to you. But it does play 1080p at 60 frames per second very well. It's just an all-around nice laptop. But I think having the duplicate applications is kind of weird because at first I didn't even know I could actually download the full Google suite on here. I was just using the Chrome browser thinking, oh, I'm limited to this. I was wrong. But you know, having a Chromebook has been nice, guys. I'm not going to say that it's not. I actually have a video that's probably going to go live soon. It was one of the Black Friday deals. My youngest daughter, her laptop broke. She had a Chromebook. She loves Chromebooks. And I got her a new Samsung Chromebook that was on Black Friday sale. So depending on when you're watching this, that video might be live or it might not be live. So look for that. But Chromebooks, who do I recommend them to? Here's what I don't recommend. And this isn't to tell you what you should and shouldn't buy. I'm just telling you my recommendation. After having this Chromebook, I think this is a very premium Chromebook. Now, I've never got my hands on the new Pixelbook and all these other books. Anything over 500, I'm really not trying to touch it if it's not a MacBook, and that's just the truth. Or at least a very high-powered Windows machine. I don't feel the need to upgrade in price or go up in price on a Chromebook more than $400 or 500 tops. Because after that, you're pretty much just paying for hardware. Really, that's all you're doing. Chrome OS can run on this Intel processor, and this is an Intel Pentium processor, by the way. This thing flies. Oh, I forgot to mention it does have the next gen Wi-Fi on here, and the Wi-Fi is like really good. This thing flies. I mean, it's only a 1.1 gigahertz Intel Pentium, you know, and it does very well. It does very well. I don't recommend, you know, that you spend too much on a Chromebook, because why are you paying so much on a Chromebook when you can actually just get an actual laptop and just use a Chrome browser? Chromebooks are definitely for people who do a ton of web browsing. You don't do a lot of heavy graphic intense things, which could be gaming for some people. And this isn't a gaming laptop at all. I can tell you though, this thing, man, it is so nice to have this in house. I was happy when I was able to get one. I was like, man, I can't believe I actually just got a Chromebook. But if you're a heavy web browser, you like watching Netflix, watching YouTube, watching media, if you do, I can pretty much recommend this as a work machine. You're just going to be limited on certain things. Like you can't do any real heavy, intense power. At least I haven't found a way, and I haven't really tried, to be honest, because I have other machines that actually are built for that. I don't think Google is making Chromebooks or Chrome OS for power users. But what I can say, if you're into education, I can see why schools give out Chromebooks. Like at my daughter's school, high school, there's Chromebooks. They give them away to the students, and, you know, it's theirs to keep. Granted, they graduate, but, you know, we still have our own personal laptops. So that's for schoolwork. So Chromebooks in the education system, I can see why they've taken over iPads in the situation, because I have an iPad Pro and it still doesn't measure up to even to this laptop. I play games pretty much on my iPad Pro, and I can edit certain things on there. It's really nice. However, that's about where it stops. I mean, I even have keyboards. I have really nice keyboards. They feel kind of like this, but there's nothing can really beat the experience of a laptop. And even though you've seen multiple videos of people posting saying, can an iPad Pro replace your laptop? The short answer is it might be able to replace some people's laptops. But I think Chrome browsers are definitely a good fit. And, you know, I'll go back and, you know, and say, hey, you know, I was wrong about the Chromebooks, you know, having low memory, and saying, who are these for? You know, until you get something in your hand and use it as your own and you're forced to use it, You can't really get a hand, you can't really grasp how much you might like it or dislike it. So I actually like this laptop, man, and I don't have any regrets about picking this up. And I think at this point I could recommend it to you. So the one thing that I didn't miss that you guys might think I missed was battery life. This is recommending or saying that you'll get 12 hours of battery life. I'm getting much more than that. This thing is a battery beast. It takes about an hour and a half or 2 hours to charge, and it charges from either side of the Type-C USB cables. It is just good. It's good. I just like it, man. The battery life, I charge this thing maybe twice a week. If I can give you a rough number, twice a week. And you guys know I'm a heavy user. So it's nice, man. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm excited about it, and it's just good. So it does take it can take an external microphone too. The microphones up here, these two up here, they're for the front facing camera. They're good, but I always hook up an external microphone when I can, and this one plugs right into the computer. I have an external mic that plugs right in, and the computer accepts it very well. Even though it's a Chromebook, it accepts it. It's nice. It's solid. So just an extended review and conversation on my new Acer. I know it's a month old now, but my new Acer Chromebook. Didn't think I would ever like a Chromebook, but I like it, man, and I can definitely say that it's been good to me. I will show you that front camera, but this is the Chromebook, man. This thing is freaking awesome. I really like it. It is bigger than I would normally buy, but I'm feeling this one, man. I'm really liking it. There's one plus though. I mean, it's not a downside, but you might want to consider when you think about the touchscreen. Is it going to wobble? I don't get much wobble on this at all. I've seen people say that Chromebooks, like touchscreen laptops, wobble and stuff like that. No wobble on this one. It's wobbling, but it's not affecting anything on the laptop, I guess I should say, because it looks like it does wobble just a little bit, but nothing that'll make you have to be pressing extremely hard to make this thing bounce around. So currently you can get this for $350 at Best Buy, and at the recording this video you can. So I suggest if you're looking for a nice premium Chromebook, there are other Chromebooks that people will recommend, but seeing as though this is the one I have my hands on, I'm actually pretty excited about this. Had tons of options, to get whatever I wanted, and I wanted this MacBook look for a Chromebook. So this one is currently $350 at the recording in this video. There will be a link down below. This is kind of a review after a month, so I'll give you a follow-up maybe in 6 months or 3 months. I don't know. Hopefully there's some updates to Chrome OS to fix that dual application thing. Other than that, though, this is a very nice, big, premium laptop. Now, let me give you a sneak peek of that front camera, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. All right, guys, here's that beautiful wide-angle camera. I told you that there was two mics up there. There's actually just one microphone. The one next to it is an LED that comes on when you start to record. So my apologies for that. But there is one mic. And this is how the mic sounds without this is how the computer sounds without an external microphone. This is just the microphone that comes with the laptop.